Um, for this topic, for this video, I am going to discuss about uniform geometric gradient. A geometric gradient series is a cash flow series that either increases or decreases by a constant percentage, not a constant amount, constant percentage each period. The uniform change is called the rate of change. Okay. I-denote nato ang rate of change as G. So it's the constant rate of change in decimal form. Although given in percent, but we have to convert it to decimal, by which cash flow values increase or decrease from one period to the next. The gradient G can be plus or minus. So either increase or decrease. Like mag-increase siya by 10% or mag-decrease siya by 6%. Okay. So constant percentage ang change niya, dili siya amount. So for this sample cash flow is for the first period A. For the second period, it's 1 plus G. O, kaya ang increase niya is if you distribute A plus EG. EG is ang increase man. Certain percentage sa previous na payment man. Okay? So, A times 1 plus G. And then for the third period, another 1 plus G na siya. Okay? For the third period is previous plus G% sa previous. So, it becomes A times 1 plus G squared. And so on. So, the cube. And you can see na for the succeeding periods, like this one, A times 1 plus G for the second period. For the third period, A times 1 plus G squared. Manotice nimo ma-relate nimo ang exponent o ang period. So, pag for period 4, the exponent is 3. For period 3, the exponent is 2. For period 2, the exponent is 1. For period 1, the exponent is 0 because if you multiply this one, multiply A by 1 plus G raised to 0, it's still equal to A. So therefore, for the nth period, we have A times 1 plus G raised to N minus 1. For N minus 1, it's N minus 2 set. Okay. So again, the problem here is, what's the present worth of all these payments, or it could be the future worth. So, so we are going to get or derive the formula of P for this geometric gradient series. G is given, of course, and then I is also given. So the idea is this one. To find P, the idea is consider all payments as F, and then you solve for P. So for this one, it's A times 1 plus I, this one, 1 plus I raised to negative 1, plus A times 1 plus G times 1 plus I raised to negative 2, and then this one times 1 plus I raised to negative 3. Oh, so all payments are considered as F and then convert to P. So i-add mo tanan, this is the equation. A times 1 plus I raised to negative 1, A times 1 plus G times 1 plus I raised to negative 2, and then this one negative 3, negative 4, and so on. And then second to the last term, N minus 2, pero ang exponent sa 1 plus I, it's N minus 1. Negative N minus 1. And then the last term, this one, payment, tapos factor is 1 plus I raised to negative N. Next is we multiply this equation. This equation, i-multiply nato by 1 plus g over 1 plus I. Okay. The result would be this one. Okay. For the first term, I mean for all the terms, mag-add ta og 1 sa exponent. Yeah, 1 plus g man. So this one is 1 plus g. For this one, ma-square na nila. Ma-cube. Tapos this one, ma-plus 1. So n minus 1 na. This one, plus 1, n na lang niya. Okay? N. This one, n minus 1. Okay, mag-plus 1 man ta. But for 1 plus I, denominator man, kung ato siyang isaka, ang 1 plus I, it becomes negative 1. So, mag-minus tag 1. Ma-negative 2 na siya. Negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Ka-denominator man ng 1 plus I. So, ipag-multiply na to, denominator of 1 plus I, i-transfer na to sa numerator, the exponent becomes negative. Ba? So, negative 1 minus 1, negative 2 minus 1. And so on. So, for this one, second to the last term, this is, if you remove the parenthesis, this is negative n plus 1. Eh? Plus 1, ha? And then, mag-minus 1 ka dire. So, ma-negative n lang niya. Again, if you remove the parenthesis, this becomes negative n, negative times negative plus 1. So, it's negative n plus 1. Pero, kaya naman ta 1 plus I na negative 1, negative n na lang ni. And for the last term, negative n mo no. Negative n, and then minus 1, it becomes negative n minus 1. Pero pag extract sa negative sign, it becomes negative parenthesis n plus 1. Okay? And then, again, ang 1 plus g, mag-add kag 1 sa exponent. This one, ma-squared ni, ma-cube, negative 1 kay n plus minus 2 plus 1 man. Kini ma-n isa, negative 1 plus 1. For this one, naatay 1 plus g raised to 1. Okay. So, this is for the first term, second term, and so on lang. Short of space. So, this must be cube, and then negative 4. And then for the second to the last term, n minus 2 plus 1, n minus 1. And then, as I've explained a while ago, negative n na lang. Okay. Negative n plus 1, tapos minus 1 man. So, negative n. And then this one, negative n minus 1, extract the negative sign, it's n plus 1 at n. So, after this, subtract first from the second. So, this equation minus this one. Second minus first. Pag isubtract na to, we can observe na this term will be cancelled ani na term. Same man sila. Ma-cancel na. Kini na term, ma-cancel sa dire. Now, for this one, ma-cancel na siya sa term before ani. Natay term din na A, 1 plus G n minus 2 times 1 plus I raised to negative n minus 1. Term before ani, ma-cancel na siya. And then for this one, ma-cancel din. So what remains sa right side is this one minus this one. And then P times 1 plus G over 1 plus I minus P sa left. The result is this. Okay. Next is we simplify. So, pag-simplify, okay. Sige. We extract P. We have this. And then, take note, ane. If we remove the parenthesis, this becomes negative n minus 1. So, ang minus 1, i-down na to, mo ni siya. 1 plus I raised to negative n over 1 plus I. Kaya kung isaka na mo, ma-minus 1 mo sad na. Di ba? Okay, idaw na to para same ani, idaw na to 1 plus I. Now, next is i-down sa na to 1 plus I raised to negative n. So, the result is this. And then we get the LCD sa factor sa left. 1 plus I is 1 plus G minus 1 plus I. And makita sa right side na gidaw na to ang 1 plus I raised to negative n. Ani na siya. Okay. Now, we can factor out A over 1 plus I. Common man, A times this one. 1 plus I and then A over 1 plus I. Okay. And then 1 plus G minus 1, makancel ang 1. So, ang mabilin sa numerator is G minus I. Okay. Okay, so G minus I over 1 plus I. Sa right side, i-factor na to ang A over 1 plus I. So, ang bilin sa first term is this one. 1 plus G raised to N over 1 plus I raised to N. Wala pa i-factor out I. Next, ani factor out ang A times A over 1 plus I. So, get this one. It's G minus 1 or 1 plus I equal to this one. And makancel ang 1 plus I. So, this is the result after canceling 1 plus I. Now, it's normal that I is greater than G. So, ma-negative, di siya? Kay G is smaller than I. So, i-interchange na to since I is bigger than G. 1 minus G, i-interchange na to. 1 minus this one. The result is this one. To get rid of negative na sign since I is bigger than G. So, final, i-divide na to ang 1 minus G there. Okay, this is the final formula of P sa geometric na gradient series. So this formula is when G is not equal to I. Okay, it's not possible pag G equal to I, kaya define mo ni. So applicable na siya if G is not equal to I. So the term in brackets is the P given A G I N, or the geometric gradient series present worth factor for values of G not equal to the interest rate I. So what's the formula of P when I is equal or when G is equal to I? Okay. So when G is equal to I, substitute I for G in the equation of P and observe that the term 1 over 1 plus I appears n times. Okay. Now, going back to this equation of P, if G is equal to I, let's replace G by I. This one. Let's replace G by I. Substitute I for G. So, G dire replaces 1 by I. So, 1 plus I, 1 plus I, negative 1. Negative 1 lang ang result. Ang result, okay? 1 plus I is the negative 1. For this one, 1 plus I squared times 1 plus I raised to negative 3. Negative 1 yapon. Same with this. Okay? N minus 2 and then negative N minus 1. Negative 1 ang result. If we replace G by I. Therefore, okay. Again, yeah, this is the equation of P. If we replace G by I, the result is this. This one, A over 1 plus I. 1 plus I, 1 plus I negative 2, it's negative 1, or this one. 1 plus I squared, 1 plus I negative 3, negative 1, this one. And it's true that the term 1 over 1 plus I appears in times in many. Last term in. So all you have to do is just multiply each term by n. Each term, no. Just multiply this term a over 1 plus I by n. And that would be our p. N times a over all over 1 plus I. So this is the formula if G is equal to I. Okay. So let's solve some problems. A contractor is trying to calculate the present worth of personnel salaries over the next 10 years. He has 5 employees whose combined salaries through the end of this year are 1 million pesos. Combined salaries of 5 employees, 1 million pesos. If he expects to give each employee a raise of 6% each year, money atong G, okay? 6% each year, the present worth of his employee salaries at an interest rate of 12% per year is nearest to blank. Mao na atong pangitaon. Okay? So, let's plot the value sa cash flow diagram. So, given A is 1 million, okay? 1 million, and ang rate of change is 6%, niya ang I is 12%. So, direct substitution lang sa formula, A. So, A is 1 million, and then G 6%, I 12%. Common man siya na problem. So, this is the present worth sa salaries employees for 10 years. For 10 years. Okay, another one. On your 30th birthday, you decide to invest 20,000 pesos. That is 10% of your annual salary. Okay. So therefore, your annual salary is 200,000. 10% of that is 20,000. You decide to invest 20,000 pesos in a mutual fund, earning 10% per year. So, ayun isa. Interest rate is 10% per year. You will continue to make annual deposits equal to 10% of your annual salary. This one, 10%. Do not get confused. 10% sa salary, annual salary, until you retire at age 65. Again, you start sa 30th birthday, mo end ka sa age na 65. You expect your salary to increase by an average of 5%. This is your G, rate of change, G, 5%. Each year during this time. How much money will you have accumulated in your mutual fund when you retire? So what is asked is the value of F at year 65, okay? Year 65. And since we only have the formula of P, first we'll solve for P, and then after that, convert to F. Okay. So our A is 20,000, our G is 5%, our I is 10%. Okay. Again, basic na problem for geometric series. This is the formula. Now our problem here is in how many periods? Okay. You start sa 30th birthday, you end sa 65. Others would just deduct 65 minus 30, and that's 35. But that is wrong. For example, you have 5 payments. You start with 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 payments. Your N is equal to 5. N is equal to 5. How did you get 5? It's simply 5 minus 0. Di pwede na last payment minus first payment because the first payment is 1. The last payment is 5. So last payment minus first payment, N should have been 4. But that is wrong because N is equal to 5. Therefore, pag mag-subtract ka, ang number na gamitin mo is not on the first payment, but the number before the first payment. And since nag-start ka sa 30th birthday, before sa 30, it's 29. Therefore, ang N mo is 65 minus 29. And it's 36. 65 minus 29, 36. Dili sa 65 minus 30. Ang explanation, same ra itong 1 to 5. No? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's not 5 minus 1, but 5 minus 0. And since 30 ka nag-start, sa 29 ka mag-base. So 65 minus 29 is 36. Or if you are not convinced, you can manually count from 30 to 65. Okay, if you want to double check. So here are the values, 20,000, and we have 36 as our N. So this is our P, present worth. But what is asked is, how much money will you have accumulated in the mutual fund? So what's the value of all the deposits sa year 65 ka mag-base? So you solve for if given P. Okay. Simple formula sa compound interest, P times 1 plus I raised to N. It's 10,048,345.76. Okay. And then another one. What is the amount of 10 equal annual deposits that can provide 5 annual withdrawals when a first withdrawal of 3,000 is made at the end of year 11 and subsequent withdrawals increase at the rate of 6% per year over the previous year's rate? So this is G. Ang withdrawal niya ga-increase og 6% per year man. So G ni siya 6%. If the interest rate is 8% compounded annually. So, kung i-plot mo sa cash flow, what is the amount of 10 equal annual? Mag-deposit ka, equal deposits for 10 years. After, so that on the 11th year, maka-withdraw ka og 3,000. And succeeding year, mag-increase ang withdrawal ba 6%. So the cash flow is this. From 1 to 10, mag-deposit ka og A. Equal annual deposit for 10 years. Pagka 11th year, first withdrawal of 3,000. Our A1 is 3,000. Okay. So let's denote it as A1, A sub 1. And then A sub 1, 1 plus G, or 1 plus 6%. Okay. And then 1 plus G square cube until this one. So, okay. Now, our I is 8%. Our A1 is 3,000. And our G is 6%. So, how are we going to solve for A? Diri mo come in ang inyong knowledge about equation of value. Okay. So, instead na P ka mag-base, bali you get the, or convert this one to P, and then convert also A to P, equate nimo, dili na lang ka mag-base. Because, ang reference ani, sa formula sa geometric gradient na series, ang P is based one period before the first payment. So, E1 report sa 11, 10 siya. So, diyan na to i-refa. So, all these payments, i-project na to dire, denote to na siya as P sub G. And then, all these payments, project na to dire, F man na siya. So, F sa ordinary annuity. So, next is we are going to equate P sub G equal to F. Equation of value. Ha? So, ang value ani tanan, geometric nga series, kuha na to og value sa year 10 and this ordinary annuity, kuha na to value sa year 10 also, equate na to ang duha ka values. Alright? So, the formula of F is this. A times 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 all over I. And the formula of P for geometric grade bin series is this. This is actually A sub 1. Para you will not get confused. This is A sub 1. So, equate na to. This is given 3,000. 6%. I is 8%. 8%. 10. For this one, it's 5. No? 5 lang. Kahit 5 periods naman na. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, this one, it's 10. Okay, this is it. This is F, and this is P sub G. So, compute this one. After that, i-divide mo na factor, and you have A. So, the answer is 923.89. So, given if you encounter problems na complicated siya, your knowledge about equation of value comes in. Okay. So, diyan mo ma-apply ang equation of value pag complicated na cash flow diagram. So, I hope that you have learned something sa presentation. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.